I don't care if you're NDP. I don't care if you're liberal. I don't care if you're conservative. I don't care if you're green or a dog party. I don't care about that. But what they've done to this man is un-Canadian.
I see what I've learned in history and what my grandparents went through occurring again with segregating the unvaxxed. And people don't realize that it's the same thing all over again.
You need to be able to speak your voice and express your opinion. Show your face, get off your phone, come and make a statement, fight for your rights.
I'm not scared of unvaccinated people. I'm not scared of vaccinated people. I am scared of people that do nothing.
Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
That's right, we're back at Without Papers Pizza. As you may have seen in our recent coverage, they've been the target of AHS, the Alberta Health Services. And here in Calgary, the vaccine bylaw came into effect, asking business owners to discriminate against their clientele as to who is and who is not vaccinated. This is something the owner of Without Papers could not do, and because of his love for all, he was shut down by Alberta Health Services. If you want to show your support for the stand taken at Without Papers, go to their Instagram page where donation links are set up. In our last report, a wave of supporters came, not only for free pizza, but as well in support of our frontline workers. In both cases, vaccine mandates are expected to leave thousands of frontline and other non-government workers out of the job. And as you can see today, again, supporters have come both in support of Without Papers Pizza as well as our frontline workers. Let's move in and see what they had to say about the situation.
So yeah, what brings you out here today? Well, I'm here to support Jesse Without Papers, but to be in our community as well, just to be visible. Besides the pizza, if I'm being honest, it's going to be freedom. Like, it brings me out to every one of these events. Freedom stands strong with pretty much every person that's here.
And also just to make a statement to stand up for freedom. So there's a lot of really hurting people. What the government is doing to everybody is just so abusive.
I see what I've learned in history and what my grandparents went through occurring again with segregating the unvaxxed. And people don't realize that it's the same thing all over again.
What the government is doing, they came and they shut down his business. They came in full force. First they took their tables, their business license, liquor license, all because he wouldn't segregate against people. He wouldn't discriminate based on their vaccination status.
During the Nazi era, they would say that the Jews were the virus. They were the virus. And they needed to be clean. They needed to be stopped. They needed to be eliminated. Is that not what we're seeing right now? Yes. They're looking at you like you're animals. Actually, animals are treated better right now in Canada than humans. You know that? This man, the owner of this pizzeria, this restaurant, that has been shut down by the totalitarian tyrants. He did nothing wrong. This has nothing to do with science. This has nothing to do with medical expertise. This has nothing to do with what we are really facing. This is politics. And based on politics, or party line, if you will, they are shutting down businesses and telling you and me, you obey. We don't have to. We've proven that we're not going to obey, but you have to or else. So I decided to do or else, come here and support the business owners, support the people, because if we don't do it, who is going to do it? If we don't stand up and fight for ourselves, if you will not stand up and fight for yourself, no one else will. Why Walmart, Costco, IKEA, and those mega stores, how come they can operate no problems? You can have 500 people in IKEA and suddenly the virus understands, suddenly the pandemic is not going to wipe us all out. And I cannot have 5 people for coffee in my house. It doesn't make any sense unless you know what the game is. And the game is elimination of opposition. Now we know what they are up to. Now we know that the bullies will never stop bullying. Now we know that the totalitarian government will never stop doing what they're doing. We need to stop them. We need to remove them from power, and we need to replace them with people that are lovers of people, lovers of Constitution, the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and lovers of patriots. that are actually here for the right reasons, not to enslave another human being, but to set the captives free. As you see, the truth is, they have nothing on Chris, so they have to make up stories. They have nothing on Jesse, so they have to invent stuff. They have nothing on me. If I was a pedophile, if I was murdering people, if I was stealing, those would be the stories front page. But they have nothing on us. We're good people. We want to continue to feed people. We want to do good in the community. And we have been doing this for decades. And they just will not leave us be. So they have to invent stuff.
Right now, we have a new mayor here in Calgary. Do you think they're going to make any difference?
Well, of course, she's going to make things a lot worse.
And the fact that she's going after oil and gas, saying that oil and gas should relocate, she's nuts.
A lot of people at these rallies have voted for that were standing alongside us, marching with us, speaking for what they knew was going to make change in the city. And sadly, none of them were put in. So I'm not really hopeful for our leaders here to really make much of a change unless what's happening here gets big enough and we get vocal enough to force them to make a change.
What this man did that triggered the heavy hand of the Gestapo, the SS, and the Nazis against him. They shut him down. They took his property, his restaurant, because he was not willing to break the law of the nation. He was not willing to segregate people like during the civil rights movement in 50s and 60s in America. He was not willing to say to the people at the door, you are unclean and you're not welcome to come to my establishment. And for that, he has been hammered, punished, threatened, and he lost his business. And I don't care to which party you belong to. I don't care if you're NDP, I don't care if you're liberal, I don't care if you're conservative. I don't care if you're green or a dog party, I don't care about that. But what they've done to this man is un-Canadian and also illegal.
Shame on Kenny!
Shame on Kenny. Kenny, resign, you devil! Resign, you wicked, evil devil! Rise up, fight, push this great evil. How you fight? Do not comply. Resist. I'm not talking about guns and swords, I'm talking about peaceful resistance. I'm talking about Mahatma Gandhi style, Martin Luther King Jr. style, solidarity movement with Lech Wałęsa style. Take it to the streets, paralyze their system, flood their system, destroy their system from within, and make those people accountable. We shall not bow before wickedness and evil. So let's welcome Jesse, the owner of Pizza Without Papers, right?
I lost a restaurant because I refused to enforce the City of Calgary bylaw 65M2021, a bylaw which insisted that I discriminate and promote segregation. It is not my job to judge a single one of you. The good Lord will judge you.
God's right.
There's a culture of fear that exists, that permeates throughout our society, that prevents a great many people from talking and speaking their voice. I want to urge them to not be afraid, to show their face, and that they fight for nothing on their phone. Thank you very much.
They've segregated us. They've separated us into our homes, watching our idiot box at night, instead of engaging with our community on the street. This is our street. We own this. We paid for this sidewalk. We should be here. We should be using it. We should be outside any chance we get with our community like this and be visible.
And we got to build the size of this group. Jesse really stuck his neck out, and it cost him a lot to stand up for what he believed in. And I don't want anyone here to think that they have any less to risk. Maybe they don't have a business. Maybe you don't have a business to risk like Jesse and I did. But there is a risk involved to doing stuff like this. People might jeer at you or say they love you as they drive by. They might jeer at you, they might make fun of you, they might call you a criminal or an idiot or whatever, swear at you. And you can't let that stuff get to you. And you can't respond in kind. So I've been trying to bring a message of community and compassion everywhere I go. Because the only way we're going to make any difference here, the only way we're going to win any ground is by very slowly reaching out to those people that maybe, first of all, we reach out to the people that are on the fence, right? And we show them compassion. We explain why we're doing stuff. Jesse, he explains why he opened his doors to everybody. Because we don't believe in segregation. That's the argument. It's not about business or money or anything like that. It's about morals and principle. So when I try to explain to people why I did what I did, I tell them it changed from a matter of survival for me and my business, and it moved into it sounds corny, but a compassionate response. Because when people realized what I was doing and what other restaurants were doing, we became a hub of information, and it came flooding in. The stories of people being harmed and hurt and segregated and losing things. Like, it was just ridiculous. So all of a sudden, this, I need to keep my restaurant open, otherwise it's going to fail, became, I need to keep going and push back against this because people are getting hurt and it's going to get worse. And now we're in a position where men like me and Jesse are forced, we're not forced because we won't do it, they try and force us to discriminate against our customers and do their dirty work for them and say, you can't be in here if you're a dirty, poisonous, unvaxxed individual. Well, I'm sorry, but I was never scared to hug somebody during the whole COVID thing. I was never scared to hug someone with a runny nose. I'm not scared of unvaccinated people. I'm not scared of vaccinated people. I am scared of people that do nothing.
So, Jesse, there was a lot of powerful things that were said here tonight. What do you make of what you heard?
It's a very powerful message. You need to be able to speak your voice and express your opinion. Show your face, get off your phone, come and make a statement, fight for your rights.
Well, guys, I'm surprised to say that this sidewalk picnic has turned into a dance party. The protest continues, and across the street, officers are lined up.
I'm just letting you know we've had
Everything in general. Yeah,
so we've got to stop. You're allowed to be out here and do your thing. We just can't do the loud noise.
Okay.
Thanks for sticking to the end. And if you want to show your support for those who are being marginalized by the vaccine passport, go to fightvaccinepassports.com, where we're taking on strategic legal cases against the vaccine passport. If you think you have a case, send us an email and tell us your story. Or if you want to help fight back against this medical apartheid, please show your support at fightvaccinepassports.com. For Rebel News, I'm Sydney Fizzard. Don't go away yet, there's still more to the story. If you're not watching this on rebelnews.com, then you're missing out, especially if you're watching this on YouTube. We all know their censorship is ridiculous. So if you want to see our full uncensored content, you have to go to rebelnews.com, and it's the best way to support us.